What is geek culture? What's been going on in it? Is there even such a thing as geek culture? Well, no, really, there isn't. There is no unified geek culture. There's a loose band of geek cultures that intersect to one degree or another. What used to unify us was that we were treated like crap by outsiders. That we were bullied, swirlied, wedgied, chased, beaten, whipped with towels in the locker room, shut in lockers for that matter. That's what used to unite all the geek tribes, was that we had a common enemy. We were marginalised, we were victims, we were minorities, kind of. Now that's gone away. On one hand, that's good, because all the things that we always believed in, that we stuck by, these have now become mainstream. Science fiction's mainstream. Everyone loves it. Everyone goes to the movies to watch the Avengers. Everyone goes to the movies to watch the new Star Trek. Everyone's hyped about the new Star Wars in a way that they just weren't back then. I think it all started to change probably in the mid to late 90s. I think that's when geek stuff started to emerge, started to become cool, started to get an idea of its own quality, perhaps. I mean, science fiction's had a certain degree of legitimacy for far longer. It had its growing pains earlier and kind of came out as an adult, mature medium in the 60s and became somewhat cool, at least in literary form. But these rest of the things, not so much. Now, however, we're mainstream. Everyone's at it, everyone's into it. And so we've lost, to a degree, that common enemy that we used to have of the outsider, the thing that bound us together as something that resembled a single community, even if it wasn't. And as we've lost that, we've also lost what used to shield and protect us. Geekery used to have this protection because in order to become a geek, to become a nerd, to get involved in any of these pastimes, there was a commensurate social cost. So that if you got into gaming, whatever, you either hid it or you got bullied. And I think that's kept a lot of assholes out of our hobbies in the past in a way that it doesn't anymore. And I think that's part of what we're seeing going on now, is that because we were bullied and marginalised, we used to be really accepting. So we would accept people no matter their gender, no matter their race, no matter their creed, no matter their colour, no matter any of that. It didn't matter. As long as you were into games, it was all cool. Even if you didn't bathe properly, even if you peed into a bottle and kept them lined up in your bedroom, no one cared. Maybe we should have on some of these things. But overall, one of the things that made the geek community so brilliant was the fact that we were so accepting and open to people. Now, however, that stigma, to an extent, has gone. And so we've got all these people coming in to our hobbies that wouldn't have done so before because of this cost that was associated with it. And these people are coming into a community that used to be welcoming and open to anyone at all. And paradoxically, they're making demands that these communities become progressive and open in a way that prevents them being progressive and open, a way that causes resentment, a way that causes suspicion. And they tend to call this growing pains, but I don't know whether that's really accurate, because it's not that these forms of media have been maturing. They've been mature for a long time. How many times are we going to see yet another iteration of the comics grow up article popping up in a newspaper? It's been going on at least 20 years, probably more. Comics have been mature for a long time. Games have been mature for a long time. Science fiction and fantasy have been mature for a long time. As mediums, just because we enjoy a little adolescent power fantasy or some kind of simplistic pulp from time to time doesn't mean that the medium isn't mature and that other aspects of it are more serious. So I don't think it's growing up that's what's going on. I don't think it's that. What it is that's fracturing geek communities and causing problems now is that we have lost that exterior enemy, and the enemy is now amongst us. The people who used to bully us from the outside are now bullying us from the inside, but they're doing it with things like slurs and so on. And they are preying on this tendency that we've had to be open and welcoming to anybody in order to get in under the radar, in order to play on our sensibilities, to demand that we conform to what they want, what they need, when in reality the community that already existed was the very ideal that they're trying to push. So I think all these problems that we're having are down to those two factors. And I think we need to be careful about it. I think we need to be watchful about it. And it'll be interesting to see how our communities grow again in the future. And it's a shame that we needed a common enemy to all get along. But now the common enemy is amongst us. It's all a bit invasion of the body snatchers. And that's why I refer to some of the people causing problems as pod people. But anyway, best of luck to us all. Peace out.